Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear friends. Welcome to our circle of the Equinox celebration. The 2025 Initiative Coordination Group welcomes you for this sharing and wants to express big joy with the beginning of the new astrological year. As Sun moved to sign of Aries a few days ago, we come together, as it happens every year around this time, to share with you our vision of the work to be done this year. And we share with you the results of our group retreat when in the last 3 months we meditated, shared, formulating the program for this year. And this year it was a very special year as we worked hard together during the festival week of the new group of world service in December last year. And there were many impressions and a lot of stimulation coming from this work. And with the unfolding current crisis, the vision of what is ahead of us and what's happening in the world was really stimulated and reshaped on the go. We recognize that this unfolding COVID-19 crisis is stimulating humanity to awaken to the illusion of separateness and the reality of the soul. Together, we are going through the fires of the first collective initiation, lifting our eyes to the light of the soul. Those who inwardly hear the call know that the time of the great turning point is now, and are seeking to link up with others and to share their understandings for the benefit and upliftment of others. Today, we will start our sharing with alignment. And as part of this alignment, we will have a candle lighting ceremony. So if you didn't have a chance to prepare your candle, please get one, and Claire will lead us in alignment. And after that, our group will present the year topic and the vision for the most important things to be highlighted in our program this year, and we'll share the program of full moon webinars for this year. And after that, we will open our circle for sharing, and we appreciate your feedback. And then at the end, Katya will lead us in meditation. So I hope you have your candle ready, and I pass the microphone to Claire.
Hello, everyone. I'm linking in today from my cottage on the Otago Peninsula, which is on the east coast of the South Island of New Zealand. It's still dark here. The window in front of my desk is opening out into a garden. It's a beautiful, still autumn morning. The sun will rise soon over the harbour when the first rays of light tinge the uppermost tips of the cabbage trees. Small blocks of native birds will fly in, eager to gather around the breakfast feeder. Each of us is in a very different locality today. I wonder what your windows are opening onto. In our announcement email for today's webinar, we did suggest everyone bring a candle to light. There are many reasons and no reasons to light candles at this time. I was pottering about in my cottage yesterday while we're listening to the latest updates on the COVID-19 crisis, and I found myself singing an old Taizé chant, kindle a flame to lighten the dark and keep all fear away. And then the line that was attributed to Eleanor Roosevelt came, it is better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. There's a kind of hush all over the world tonight. So we'll pause now for a moment to light our candles. As Sasha said, in case some of you need a moment or two to find one, we'll play a very brief film, just 2 minutes. It shows a family of New Zealand Kānuka trees communicating with each other in their coastal forest setting. You'll notice how these trees lean in towards each other, whilst at the same time demonstrating their characteristic tree shyness, which is not unlike the social distancing many of us are having to practice these days. If you're wearing headphones, you'll be able to hear our native tui and bellbirds calling to each other high in the forest canopy. And now let us visualize us all holding our lighted candles and standing together in a sacred circle. We affirm this space as a safe, intimate chalice of receptivity and grace. Withdrawing any preoccupations with bodily discomforts or personality distractions, we relax deeply and expectantly into each other's presence and into the welcoming embrace of the group heart. We come together, as we do each time we meet, in a spirit of anticipation and oneness, dedicating ourselves anew to the privilege of service, to hierarchy, to humanity, and to all kingdoms of nature. We affirm our shared purpose and intention, understanding ourselves to be a whole of many parts in a growing field of lighted love and spiritual will. One by one, we place our candles at the center of our circle. We place them with the intention They not only brighten our gathering today, but extend their light outwards in an ever-widening circle, reaching the many individuals and communities around the world in need of encouragement, protection, and upliftment at this time. We visualize Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity in potent and unified alignment. And we visualize our beautiful planet suspended in space, surrounded by a shimmering network of light. We recognize this network as a protective and collaborative outpicturing of human and divine love, at the heart of which love and the will to good are our common language. As we align with the energy of Aries, we envision our beleaguered world comforted and renewed. We invoke love in its highest expression, free from sentiment and personal bias. Love that surrenders and seeks to understand. Love that acts with strength and decisiveness, motivated not by self-interest, but by the well-being of the whole. We imagine the steady and irreversible illumination of humanity and affirm our earth as a radiant and peaceful station of light, being steadily transformed by love. And close this alignment with the affirmation of love. In the center of all love, I stand. From that center, I, the soul, will outward move. From that center, I, the one who serves, will work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in my heart, through my group, and throughout the world. Thank you. Our theme for the coming year is planting a garden. We'd like to share 2 quotes that link in with our group process today. The first one's from Kim Taplin, who wrote a book called Tongues in Trees. And she said, "Trees seem to emanate a sense of permanence. And though rooted in earth, they seem to touch the sky. For these reasons, it is natural to feel that if we could only read their silent riddle rightly, we should learn some secret vital to our own lives." And the second quote is from poet Pablo Neruda, who wrote, "What did the tree learn from the earth to be able to talk with the sky?" Amir.
Friends, let's plant a garden together, a global garden of love and light, a welcoming sanctuary for all. We invite members of our community to choose a tree or shrub to plant either in a garden or indoors to tend in a pot. Planting with shared intention is a way for each of us to create and foster a space of love that expresses our global interconnectedness and links us into a larger planetary garden of love.
When we expand the sacred spaces within and around us, we contribute to the vitality and well-being of the whole, the wider garden of beings, and assist in manifesting its sacredness. As we plant and tend our individual gardens, we recognize that each of us is like a tree, rooted both in heaven and on earth, a tree that flowers and bears fruit here on earth. The trees, shrubs, vegetables, cactuses we might plant and tend in our different parts of the world can become potent outward representations of the inner life that serves and sustains us, affirming us as a diverse yet unified planetary garden of souls.
If we are in rhythm with nature, we are in rhythm with ourselves and each other, says Micah Hobbs Fraser. This year, the 2025 initiative will focus on practical aspects of soul living, linking heaven and earth in sacred marriage, expressed through our consciousness living on the individual, group, and planetary levels.
We will learn from plants how to maintain the rhythm of life cycles, becoming more conscious gardeners of our own lives. In this journey, we are learning the art and craft of living as grounded souls, maintaining the flow of soul energy, manifesting it through fruits of our deeds, and offering them to all we meet.
Gardens also invite us to quieten down, to live sustainably, to listen and to hear. As the noise of the world's chaos increases, we can choose to tune in more deeply to the instruction of silence and to the revitalizing language of plants and Mother Earth. As we tune inward, we start hearing the sounds of universal circulation, learning to hear and understand the divine plan. Which also makes me think of another quote, this one from A Course in Miracles, that says, "With nothing in our hands to which we cling, with lifted hearts and listening minds, we hear a single voice which speaks of truth. Salvation covers us with soft protection and peace so deep that no illusion can disturb our mind nor offer proof that it is real. In this moment, separation ends and we remember who we really are."
And those who hear the sound of the plan have a responsibility to voice it for others in as clear and consistent way as possible. The expressed tune of real is like air for humanity, produced by us through a kind of a photosynthesis of radiant living. We recognize the limitations of words and mental constructs and seek to find the most universal concepts and symbols that transcend the differences of our many cultures and traditions, seeking to reveal all that we have in common. Humanity is facing now a new global challenges that bring us to uncharted territory. We recognize that together with the entire humanity, the world group is undergoing rapid transformation, and that with this, there comes a call to step up to the next level of responsibility and responsiveness. The role of the world group is to hold the vision of the plan steady and with focused intention.
And
As for the program for this year, for the full moon webinars, we will be offering the following topics of focus.
Aries, the first and cardinal sign. The topic will be soul living, grounding and expressing the energy of the soul in everyday living.
Taurus, May 7th. Cultivating the global garden. During the period between the new and full moon of Taurus, which is April 22nd and May 7th, we will invite you to join the group ritual planting of your plant of choice as a contribution to the global garden, which we will dedicate together during the Equinox Festival webinar. We will share more information about the ritual in due course.
During the Gemini Solar Festival, we will invite the community to come together to meditate, reflect, and share on how we communicate effectively the essence of the plan in most simple and clear and magnetic way.
And then when all of those amazing energies of the higher interlude will pour into Cancer, into manifestation, we're going to come back to the subject of etheric living. As group integrates, the relation between us changes. So we look into telepathy as etheric attunement within the group and also from microcosm to macrocosm.
And then, well, into the summer, during the Leo Sirius Festival on August the 3rd, we will bring into focus restoration of ancient mysteries and the power of rituals, which represent a pathway of contact with the energies within and around us.
In Virgo, which is full moons on September the 2nd, we'll turn our focus to sustainability, not only in terms of practical living, but in terms of also our time and our energy as valuable resources, how to use our time and energy wisely, and also developing our relationships with the natural world with more tenderness and respect and care. And then in Libra, which is October the 1st, we'll be exploring the rainbow bridge between the spiritual hierarchy and Sacred Mother, and possibly spending a little bit of time with a beautiful centaur called Chariklo, who is the wife of Chiron and like a midwife to crisis, working very closely with the Divine Mother.
And from that point, and the energies of Pluto in Scorpio, we're going to take a deep dive, look into the recognition and management of accumulated debts and the process of the redeeming of the prisoners of the planet. Individual, group, collective karma. And also that is a time of great choice for the people of the United States. So it is going to be also, I believe, part of our meditation at that point.
And as we move through the year, come into Sagittarius energies, we will call the community together in our global garden that we cultivate together to come and listen the sound of the plan, how it unfolds, and what are the focus for the world esoteric communities in the next cycle. So Sagittarius, listening the music of the plan together.
Continuing journey into Capricorn. Learning to function as if. To live as if we are preparing to get to the mountaintop. Asking the hierarchy to support us and count on them to do so.
And then into the new year, the 2021, on 28 January, during the Aquarius full moon, we will be exploring the theme of community living and the community gardens, where our individually seeded lives come together to form and give life to a space of love, manifesting, nourishing, and supporting the good for all.
And in Pisces, the 27th of February 2021, will bring the community together on the topic of the endless journey of love. And we will invite you now to listen to a brief poem from Fariduddin Attar, the great Persian mystic and poet. It will be played to you in the original Farsi language and afterwards with an English translation.
جملگی در حکم سه پروانه ایم، در جهان عاشقان افسانه ایم. اولی خود را به شمع نزدیک کرد و گفت هان، من یافتم معنای عشق. دومی نزدیک شعله بال زد و گفت هان، من سوختم در سوز عشق. سومی خود را داخل آتش فکند، آری آری این بود معنای عشق.
All of us in reality are three butterflies. We are the fables in the world of the lovers. The first came near the candle and said, I have discovered the meaning of love. The second fluttered its wings near the flame and said, I've been burned by the fire of love. The third threw himself into the fire. Yes, yes, this is the meaning of love.
And that's our focus for this year, and the journey that we invite us all to continue by cultivating our own garden of our lives as an expression of our souls and expression the vision of the plan. The next 12 months, we will be going through from full moon to the new moon, bringing inspiration of the higher interlude of the month to the manifestation in the new moons. And in the new moon cycle, we will continue working with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. This year, in July, under the sign of Cancer, we will finish the third cycle going through the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And at the moment, the focalizing triangle that works with the new moon webinars reflects on the next phase, and we will be sharing with you our plans on what will be the next work for us of manifestation and anchoring the energy through the new moon cycles. One of the key messages reflected back to us from the festival week in December last year was that the last 7 years, the task of the World Group has been to recognize and manifest the fact of group unity. We found each other. The next 7 years, we see that our task is to learn to work efficiently together in synchronized diversity. It is an uncharted territory for us. We can learn this only through persistent practice and intuitive experimentation. As we begin the new 7 years cycle, we want to share a few ideas how we could assist the World Service Group to further increase our efficiency. As the virus challenges us to close our borders and to contract in isolation, we are gifted with this opportunity to experience and expand our etheric connection and express a true recognition of our unity. We can consider this situation with gratitude and find ways to collaborate with it. As soon as we are on the other side of the current social isolation period, we encourage everyone to find out about conferences and workshops happening in your region and to make an effort to attend some of those so as to strengthen the etheric connection within the body of the World Group. And meanwhile, there are so many different initiatives popping up, so many groups to hear the call for action and start grounding their visions through specific action. One of the challenges for us for this time is to maintain our connectedness and through the resonance, inner resonance, to start collaborating, finding those groups who work on the same topics that our groups. The 2025 initiative offers technical support and organizational support for all those multiple initiatives that's sprouting out now to bring it into synchronized unity. And now we want to open the circle for your thoughts, your impressions, your thoughts. One of the things about this program that we shared with you, that it's a framework. It's constantly evolving and unfolding vision of what is necessary. And so we would like to hear you and take your thoughts and your contributions to shape our program further. So if you would like to share, please raise your hand and we will unmute you. Welcome into the circle. And this beautiful garden that you see on the slide, it's let's see it as our space that we are together sharing and listening. And this is the garden in New Zealand. Claire, can you tell us where is that?
It's the view from my top step. It's more my neighbour's gardens. The bird bath is on my side of the hedge, and we're looking down towards the Otago harbour and the mainland. So I live on this peninsula in a little place called Broad Bay. A very autumnal garden, as you can see. The light's just starting to come. Sun's just starting to rise over here.
We have one raised hand.
Yes. Hello, Frida.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. I love the imagery of the garden. I think it's the perfect theme for this coming year. So thank you for that. I guess I wanted to pick up on your suggestion, which I know had been one of the themes or one of the thoughts coming out of our work during the festival week, to bring about unity. And that was about attending each other's conferences, or at least becoming aware of each other's conferences. So one of the outcomes, I think, or the disappointing outcomes of the current coronavirus crisis is many conferences are being, or in-person conferences are being canceled. But I suppose that is an opportunity to perhaps take some of these conferences online and extend participation to the entire worldwide group. So I know the USR is going to do that, and I don't know of any other groups who are planning to do that, but I certainly have been looking forward to the opportunity of, if not attending, at least knowing about conferences held by different groups. Just wondered if anyone else has any thoughts on that sort of connection and how we can further that connection. Thank you.
It definitely seems like the call of our time, how we can overcome this imposed isolation and self-imposed isolation, but broaden our etheric connectivity. And definitely knowing about each other events is one way of that we can move it forward. And one of the ideas that we considering it is that to create bulletin boards where different groups could share information about their planned events and self-coordinate and self-organize, contacting each other and working together.
Yes, I think that's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Frida. And I want to unmute Barbara.
Hello.
Barbara.
Yes, hi. Greetings from Slovenia, which is the neighboring country of Italy here in Europe. So I would just like to say that I love the whole idea of the webinars you've been conducting, and well, I've been participating in for some time. And in this particular webinar, I really think that the candle lighting ceremony was beautiful, a beautiful idea, and also I loved the video of the trees moving and interacting so gently. So the whole idea of nourishing, supporting each other, and the symbol of planting the trees, the seeds, sorry, and the garden, creating a mutual garden in various aspects. I think it is beautifully done. Also, the whole program for the full moon and the rising moons of the next year. This connectivity, as someone has said, and being linked together, and an opportunity that this present situation presents. I think it is very great indeed. I believe that the shift of consciousness will not occur by itself, but that it is a great opportunity for everyone doing this goodwill work, that something really good will come out of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. There's definitely that sense of the unfolding new world, and despite of all the troubles and all the challenges and the death that comes with this, there is this note of liberating consciousness and humanity opening up eyes to the reality of the soul coming.
Yes.
Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, it's Richard here from
Richard.
Dawn, Australia. Hi. Just along this theme of trees, the gardens and nature, it makes me think here in Australia, the adversities of high winds, cyclones and things that we get here, and bushfires and the like, that there are many trees and seeds that require the burning, seething fires to actually fertilize and bring on new seeds. And same up north with the winds, that the winds actually that prune off the old woods, strengthen the roots into the earth and create an abundance of fruit, things like mangoes and that. So I think it's good for us to remember the purpose of adversity and challenges as a strengthening and a place of fertility, and together we can use these times to strengthen and reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, Michael.
Yes, thank you for this wonderful sharing, the beautiful images and the synthetic message that has been presented. I was thinking of last year when we began focusing on the phrase synthesis is, but unity must be created. And we've reached that point where we have realized to some degree the sense of unity. So the call to strengthen our unified field is real. And attending each other's conferences is one way of doing it. However, to the degree that we can stand as one unified field, we become the magnet that allows humanity to stand as one. The new group of world servers, as we're told, is the bridge between humanity and hierarchy with the Ajna Center. And therefore, we have the power to become causal, to actually imprint into the ethers the new memes. And that is the principle of unanimity. And so I wanted just to say that that's what's carrying over from all the good work that we did last year, moving into this year, and the sowing of the seeds in the garden. And my background is also in organic gardening. So and also Claire, looking at your garden and your neighbor's garden on screen here is, I just got back from New Zealand a month ago, and it is a magical place where the relationship between the different realms is still pristine. What I wanted to say about the whole thing of planting the seeds of the new is that what I'm reminded of is inside every seed, there is the promise of its fulfillment. When I plant a carrot grows from out of that. When I plant myself in the field of human endeavor, the truth of who I am eventually will flower. And then together, as we support each other, giving birth to the fullness and the beauty that is the soul of humanity, that is how the fourth kingdom will flourish. And so I'm looking at, there are different elements. One is being identified with that which lives at the heart of the seed, which is our true identity, then creating the right conditions in which we have to plant the seed. The seed and the soil need to be brought together. And then there are the right spiritual horticultural practices of bringing seed and soil together so that that which is eternal can manifest and reveal itself in the temporal. So those are the feelings I have as a gardener, and the feelings I have as a member of this global group, and as an aspect of the planetary server. That was the other thing we emphasized last year. We can say, let's go and visit each other's organizations. However, our identity is standing as the planetary server. Our various projects and organizations are the various vehicles through which this one server serves. And so I believe that by standing in this higher place of unity that we have now been generating, will actually help to hold humanity as it moves towards the first initiation. First of all, realizing the crisis we're facing, realizing the opportunity it presents, realizing our interdependency, and realizing that there is so much more to who we are than how we're currently behaving, and allowing the new nutrients that have to be added to the soil, like loving kindness, joy. All these new ingredients will help the full flowering of the soul. And so we as the fourth kingdom are a natural bridge between heaven and earth, as was indicated earlier in the meditation. And thank you, Claire, beautiful meditation. So we are the living bridge within the living system that we call Gaia. So those are just some impressions and feelings that are circulating through me as I stand within this group field.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Richard, your hand is raised. I'm not sure if you would like to share more. Please unmute yourself. Hello, Uta.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm speaking from Germany. And I wanted to just express my high resonance with the theme of this year, the garden. We have been working with the Garden of the Middle East for quite a while, for several years. And this symbol of the garden, I think, really is it's a synthetic picture. It's in a beautiful way to emphasize what we are all about, and a beautiful symbol for the new civilization, and also for the mother, the divine mother, and the co-creation that is now so important between humanity and the nature spirits and the she, all these subtle beings. So I think also the way that you have expressed it here in this webinar and the whole plan for the whole year, it also brings in beautifully the fourth ray quality. So it's a very synthetic, very right on, beautiful focus for all of us to weave our unity into a higher level, bringing in all this beauty. So I'm really heartened and thrilled that we are doing this together. And thank you very much, 2025 Initiative, also for your beautiful group energy that you bring this as a group. Thank you.
Thank you, Uta. And Amir already mentioned that we actually will be inviting you to do the planting, and we will share more about the ritual that we will offer for that. So for those who would like to plant the
Actual plants,
we offer the window between the new moon and full moon in Taurus, and then we will have, and just because we are all in different climate zones, would be difficult to synchronize that. So it would be intimate ritual that each of us would perform. But then around the full moon, we will come together for ritual of dedication our plants to the global garden. Thank you, Uta.
Yeah.
Good evening, Antonella.
Yes, thank you to all and for this theme that I find perfect for this time of silence and loss of vitality from a certain point of view, because we know that the vegetable kingdom is the most evolved between among the kingdoms, because it can transmit three rays, the second, the fourth, and the sixth, and is the only kingdom that can do that. And it is said that the other planets envy our vegetable kingdom, where beauty is in full expression, beauty and this perfume, and so this capacity of the vegetable kingdom to unite and to give life back, I think is just what we need now. And the presence of the mother of the world and of the devas of the vegetable kingdom, it's really what this bridge between hierarchy and humanity need. The new group of world servers need this vitality that this masterpiece of earth has. So thank you for this idea, wonderful idea of the garden and of the living soul. So I think that through this we are really proceeding faster and faster towards a new art of living that will flourish in an unknown way starting from 2025, but we already see the signs of this new flourishing. I called it the new Aquarian Renaissance. So Renaissance in terms of new ideas, ideals, but yeah, the symbol of the garden is perfect to plant the world of ideas through the ideals into the minds and hearts of humanity and all the other kingdoms. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonella. Barbara, did you want to add something?
No, sorry.
Your hand was just raised.
I'm sorry.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Mm.
And I think we are really grateful for all the feedback and sharing. Let's now go to meditation, and I invite Katya to lead us in meditation.
Well, before we start, just want to add a couple words that when we were working on the theme of the year, the image came through as a part of the theme of the garden, or maybe it was even first, the tree with the roots upward and flowering downward. And that brought about the realization that we do need to shift to rooting in the soul, in the group soul, and hence this importance of the group garden. And also, as we were working, came the reference from Dina One, from the instructions that Tibetan gave to one of his disciples. And it seemed like a very useful instruction, even if we don't think about our individual gardens, which might be in much greater shape. But if we think about our garden of humanity, which is in disarray at the moment. So I will be reading those instructions as a part of our meditation. It's going to be a small meditation within meditation. So let's realign ourselves. Breathe out thorn and conversations. Let's connect and link together with the energies of light and love and will to good. Let's see the circle of candle lights that each of us has. And let's see that light coming together as a bright beam of group light. And let's see us connecting in a group being with the bright light of our heart center. Through that heart center, we visualize us connecting to the new group of World Service Heart Center. Beating, sounding, radiating. And from that, we'll connect with a triangle, Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity. Visualizing the energy of Christ, the heart of hierarchy. Connecting with the triangle of avatar of synthesis, Buddha, and spirit of peace. We visualize the energies of Aries pouring and starting a new cycle of our year. We see humanity making the next step. A new group bridging hierarchy and humanity. Bringing the energy of the soul and the purpose of the soul. We visualize the next year from Aries to Pisces. We see our plans unfolding, group intuition bringing and precipitating new vision, new methods, new aspects to our beautiful garden. And we say, O thou who gives the sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, to whom all things return. Unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by the disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet. Refocus our attention in the center of the group. We connect with the Master and meditate his instruction. Work with the art of visualization, a creative art. Visualize to yourself a garden in disorder that you are restoring to order and beauty. Rearrange that garden and fill it with flowers, with the song of birds, and with what you have visioned to yourself as the garden of your dreams. See two things happen. There must be restoration of the garden and its growth in beauty. Let your imagination guide you day by day into steady work of restoration, remembering the goal of the exercise is to focus your attention in the region of the ajna center of the pituitary body. There, learn the power to organize. When your problems descend upon you, when you are swept by ancient habit of thought that you know to be wrong, but which has as yet a rhythmic power over you, then retire into your garden and work there for a short while. In time, make your retreat into the sacred garden an instantaneous reaction when distressed, and stay not there for a long time. It will aid you to break the power of ancient thought forms. So let's restore our gardens and plant new gardens. move together as one group, one soul, one server. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth.
Thank you, friends. We are looking forward to continue our journey together, restoring and planting new gardens, restoring existing gardens and planting new gardens together. And we invite you to join our coming webinars. The next webinar will start in 45 minutes. And that's an initiative that came in response to the current crisis, daily meditation that we suggest for subjective link at 8 p.m. daily, at 8 p.m. GMT, Greenwich Meridian Time, to come together in support of humanity moving forward in expansion of consciousness, collective consciousness in response to the current crisis, and in support for all servers around the world who work to deliver necessary help to people in need. Our next new moon webinar will be on March 24th, in 2 days, as we will be in the new moon. We will focus on the goal, Sustainable Development Goal 5, gender equality. So please join us for that. And our first full moon webinar in this new year cycle will be on April 7th. And as we shared already, the topic for this webinar will be soul living and grounding the energy of the soul. And our presenters for this webinar will be Antonella Nobilio and Philip Lindsay. So please join us for that on April 7th. Much love. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.